Welcome back to another video, everybody. So it seems that you guys really liked my last video on how to build a website. Unfortunately, in the video, I didn't actually show you guys how to build a website at all. So buckle up. This is going to be a longer video. I'm going to walk you guys through from start to finish how to actually build a website. So quick ethics statement here. I want to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by Wix. They reached out to me and asked if I want to do a collaboration with them, and I thought this was a great opportunity, so I said yes. If you guys also want to build your own website on Wix and you want to support my channel, go ahead and please use the link down below. Thank you, Wix, for sponsoring this video. And I realized that from my last video, I actually didn't really show you guys how to actually build a website. I really just talked about the theory and the steps to it. And I figured making a follow-up video like this in order to answer any questions that were left out of the first, I figured you guys will be able to get at least a little bit of value from it. Because nowadays, with all of the fancy templates that you can get, the actual aesthetics of the website are actually getting easier to create, but now you have to actually think about the logic portion of it and how well thought out is your website in order to have it be effective. It's not just about having a pretty website, it's also having one that is user friendly. First off, let's start with what kind of website am I going to build? I'm going to be building a professional portfolio website. So the way I see it nowadays, with everything going digital, having your own professional portfolio can be very important. It's like almost having like a digital business card or something you can actually place onto your business card if you offer like freelancing or you offer services or you sell products. Whatever you do, having your own personal website, a place on the internet where you actually live, in combination with social media platforms that you use, can be still quite powerful and definitely a relevant tool in today's society. Think of it like a business card. With one glance, a few looks, maybe the first like 2 minutes, people who come onto your website should know. They should be able to figure out exactly what the point of your website is, what you're trying to accomplish, and why should they care. Narrow down your ideas and then figure out how to build the actual website. Don't just jump right into building a template and then just filling in the blanks, because if you do that, it's going to look cluttered. So their whole entire professions on pretty much this topic is just UX design, user experience. That is going to be the number one thing you're going to want to consider when building your first website. And don't get me wrong, the aesthetic portions do matter, but you need to understand the goal of your website is going to be, you need to understand that back and forth and what the audience, the people coming onto your website, what do they need to know about you or your business or whatever your website's going to be about. So I'm just going to use myself for an example. For me, I'm quite interested in videography. I want to leverage my videography and marketing skills as a solution for smaller businesses that need help with their marketing or with their video. So what's going to be the first thing, right? I need to tell them who I am. I need to tell them, what do I do? I need to prove that I can walk the walk. I need to give them a way to contact me if they see what they like and they want to work with me, how to contact. So for people who are looking for help or looking for work, they need to see a portfolio, they need to see a history of work, pretty much kind of like a resume. How do I know that you can do what you're saying that you're doing? The proof is in the pudding. If they can see your work, they can easily understand that this guy knows what he's talking about. You know, I feel like this person would be competent for the job. That's why you need to show off your work. There's one more thing that I'm actually considering, but there's many reasons for having this. That is a blog. Some of you may feel like blogging is old news, like stuff that was only relevant a decade ago. Actually, blogging can actually help boost your website in terms of SEO a lot more than you think. Using a blog to kind of help keep the people who are interested in you up to date is actually a very powerful tool and still very much relevant today. But I will keep this in parentheses. This really will be situational depending on what kind of website you're building and what your goal is for it. With that being said, I don't want to add like anything else more than this. Remember, we got to think back. Digital business card. That's what I want my website to be. I just want to be able to show off my professional portfolio, tell them who I am, what I do, proof of it, and how to contact me if you're interested. Alrighty, everybody. So we're going to get started here in a little bit. We're going to go ahead and create our website. First off, I'm just going to start from here and I'm just at the main dashboard. This is where you can see after you log in. Pretty much I went ahead and created the template for this. How you're going to go ahead and do this is, if you don't have one yet, just go ahead and create a new site. If you want to use a template, feel free to choose one here. They have many different templates for many different website niches, but in our case I'm going to build one from scratch. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit choose a template, and from here I'm just going to go to blank templates, and I'm just going to hit start from scratch. And from here we have our blank template. We can use the notes that we wrote up before to help us write out the pages that we're going to need. So the main topics we're going to talk about is who am I, what do I do, how do I prove that, and from there a contact page. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on the top left corner here to hit manage pages. You know, I kind of have an idea already of what pages I'm going to need. The home page is obviously going to be your main base page that everybody comes onto when they come onto your website. The other page I'm going to need is I'm going to need a portfolio page. I'm going to just go ahead and hit add page and then type it in, the title, and then hit done. I'm also going to add a sub page, and I'm going to use myself as an example here. I'm going to go ahead and type in the 3 types of services or niches that I'm focused in. The first one is going to be brand strategy, and this is going to be videography. Last page is going to be consulting, and I'm going to add one last page here, and that's going to be our contact page. What I would like is I would like these 3 pages for my brand strategy, videography, and consulting to be under my portfolio. How I'm going to do that, all you have to do is just click and drag right underneath the portfolio there, and it'll become a sub page. That means these will not be shown on the taskbar. You're going to have to click into the portfolio page in order to view each one, or you can use the nav bar in order to find them as well. So these are the pages we're going to use here, and I'm just going to go ahead and close that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start with working on our home page. So we're going to go ahead and find a nav bar that we're going to like, and we're going to place that in our header. This will help our website visitors to go ahead and be able to navigate our website. I'm just going to go ahead and hit this add button right here, and you can find most of your stuff in here. So I'm just going to go for menu and pretty much just choose whatever I like. I like how they have it sorted. I like this one, I think. So I'm just going to click and drag, or you can just regular left click. Just going to place them right up here. I'm going to go ahead and expand this by clicking the corners here and just dragging it out here. I'll worry about all the aesthetic portions of it later. I'm just going to go ahead and build the main meat and potatoes of my website first, and I'll go ahead and go back in and edit all the aesthetic parts of it afterwards. What's next? I want to tell people who I am. I'm just going to go ahead and add in a picture of myself. I've already went ahead and uploaded it. Everybody has a smartphone these days. You can go out, take a picture of yourself with some good lighting, and you'll make it work for the meantime until you get a better picture later on, or a video even if you're feeling creative. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and add a text box just to say, hey, welcome to my website. And that is going to go through that ad there, hit text, and I'm going to go for the heading 1 here. And I'm just going to go ahead and come up here. I like keeping things centered. So I'm just going to type in, hi, I'm Sebastian. And like I said, I'll come back and fix everything later as far as the aesthetic portions. The next thing I'm going to add is another text, and I'm going to go for a heading 2. This is going to be like a subhead, so I can pretty much do some more talking and explain. I'm just going to write in what I do. So I help businesses with their video and marketing needs. Something simple like that. It doesn't have to be fancy. We can always update this. So the next thing I'm going to add is going to be a picture. You know what? I think I want a button instead. People can click it if they want to just go somewhere right away. And I'm really liking the black and white theme. And I'm just going to go ahead and edit the text here. And I'm just going to type in learn more. When you use buttons or anything interactive, you definitely want to type in, a phrase that is like a call to action, something that encourages them to want to come click on your button. And I'm going to click on this add a link. And what this is going to do is that when they click on this button here, it's going to take them to a certain page that I want. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose my portfolio page. And if you like, you can even get fancy with it, and you can hit the animation button here, and this will play in an animation once the website loads. I like the float in, so we'll go with that one. And I'm going to go ahead and add a picture of myself. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and go into image here, go to my uploads. I've already uploaded a lot of the content of what I'm going to be using here. We'll go with this one. It's going to add to the page here, make it a little bit bigger. I look pretty small in this photo, so I'm just going to go ahead and crop it in. You can hit the crop tool right here and it'll help you shape the photo to your liking there. And expand this out just a tiny bit more. After this, if they choose to scroll down, I really want to hop into immediately to tell them what exactly it is that I do. Down here, I'm going to go ahead and add another text, add it a little further down, and don't be afraid to take up a lot of space, because the last thing you would want is a website that feels cramped when you get on there. A little bit further down, I'm just going to type in what I do. Same thing here, I'm going to add a subhead as well, just right below that. Here are the services. Here's what I do. At this point, it's pretty boring as far as aesthetics goes. It's just a couple blocks of text and a picture. So I'm actually going to add something that's a little more colorful here. So I'm going to go and scroll and look through their stuff under add and see what they have. I'm going to go ahead and use this. Looks like this is pretty much exactly what I was looking for here. Oh, there's a box for consulting, box for design, box for branding. Perfect. So I'm just going to get rid of one of these. We don't actually need all 4. I only offer 3 services. So I'm just going to click on the whole strip here. Make sure you have the strip highlighted. Manage columns. We're going to get rid of column 2. Nice. I'm going to change this to videography, and I'll change this vector as well. Let's see what they have for vectors. Add, and we're going to go to decorative, and we're going to go to icons. I'm going to look for something with video in it, maybe something with a camera. Let's go with this one. Okay, and I'm going to make these roughly the same size here. So if I click on this one, I can see on the right hand side with this floating toolbar, it tells me how big the icons are. This is about 109 by 94. So let's make this 109, and roughly the same, a little bit bigger, but that's okay. Replace this. We've pretty much told them who we are, what we do. Now, how do we prove it? Typically, that is done through testimonials. And if you don't have any testimonials, that's okay. Try to use, maybe whatever reviews that you might have, or people that can vouch for you, or, maybe even references in the meantime. You can always go back and change these later, guys. You don't need to have everything to get started. I'm going to go ahead and look in Strip, because it seems to, I saw this earlier as well. They have a section just for testimonials, and I'm really going to stick with the black, white, and gray theme here. So I like this one at the very bottom. I'm going to give this one a little bit more space. I'm going to change the background on this. We're going to do color settings. No. Okay. I like the white. Okay. So now we got main page, picture, what I do, the 3 services that I offer, testimonial, and maybe we can add a mailing list. Now, while they do have a bunch of pre-built options, you don't have to use them if you don't want to. You can definitely build your own. This one. And I'm just going to get rid of these here, and I'm going to go ahead and look to add again. Oh, perfect. Contact and forms, and we'll go to subscribe. This one. I'm going to place that in right there. And I'm also going to add a piece of text, just something small, just to say, hey, subscribe for updates. So this homepage of ours is pretty much just a summary of all of our pages put together, but in very bite-sized pieces. And if they choose to look further, we have other stuff that they can dig deeper for and get depth on. Ooh, I like this one. Get in touch. So again, I'm just going to drag this down a little bit. I'm going to change the color scheme on this. That's fine. We'll change this to gray. I'll change this to, I'm just going to click, change column background, settings, change that to black actually. I'm also going to change this one as well. Change this to black. But now we can't see the text on this, so I'm going to change the color of the text as well. You can just click on the text here, hit edit text, and this color option should let you change the color of it. The last thing we're going to add is we're just going to add a contact form in case they want to reach out to us. Contact. Okay, let's go with this one. And there you go. Now that we've pretty much got the structure of our homepage, we're going to go ahead and edit all the aesthetic portions of it. This is the consulting page. Oops, guys, I just went ahead and built all of this on the wrong page. This was not the homepage. So easy fix. Here's all we're going to do. Just going to drag, highlight, and then we're going to go ahead and hit copy, and we're going to go to our homepage, hit paste. So even if you mess up, guys, super easy to undo it and redo it. So we're just going to go ahead and go in and change the aesthetic portions of our homepage now, just to make things look a little bit neater. First things first, you see how our own homepage is in all caps and the other pages aren't? That's only because of how we named it. We could just go back to page, manage, and click on these little 3 dots here to rename it. Change it to home. Okay, so there's that. Let's change this text. I want to choose Brendan Grotesque. And I'm going to make this a much bigger, maybe 64, and we're going to make it bold. I want it to pop out. I also want to center my text too, because everything is centered. I think the size of this is fine. I just need to make it a little bit bigger and align it. This button can also be a little bit bigger. I can click and drag to resize it. If I don't want to do that, I can also click on the toolbar on the right hand side and do it manually from here. Nice and tidy. Now, I'm going to do the same thing here. We want to keep our text pretty much relatively the same. You don't want to be using a whole bunch of different types of fonts. It's bad for SEO, and it might cause some distractions. And we're going to make this the same size as well. Let's go 64. Edit this text as well. Let's go 32. Okay, from here, I want to make this one white. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this one twice, change column background, hit settings, change the color. I also want to have each of these read mores direct them to a specific example. These will go to the pages that we created earlier, and I'm just going to go ahead and link them now. All we have to do is just click on this, hit change text, and from here we can choose the destination for it if they click on this link. I'm going to link this over to the brand strategy page, and we'll do so for the rest of the pages as well. Videography and consulting. Ooh, you know what? I actually want to flop these around, and that's actually going to be pretty easy because I kind of want this color scheme to go white, gray, black, 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 gray, white. If I want to rearrange these, I just click on this strip, hit manage columns, and I can rearrange them right here. So this can go over, this one can go over, and there you go. And so for this, I'm going to set my links here. I'm going to use my YouTube. So I'm just going to hit set social links, hit add icons, YouTube, because I want to link my YouTube channel. And I'm not going to use Facebook. And I'm going to go ahead and link my YouTube channel right now, paste it right here. And we're going to change this background image as well. This is just my YouTube icon, so I'm just going to paste that image in there. But I don't want it to be super showing, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that down. This one, I will also use a social for this one. It'll be my LinkedIn. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this, copy that, paste it in here. Hit set social links. I'm going to add my LinkedIn. Get rid of the YouTube. Connect with me on LinkedIn. We're going to change this text color to black as well. It's a little hard to see on the gray. Lastly, we'll just use an email here. hello@SebastianKey. So this would be my email address for this website if I had one. And I'm going to update these as well. Nice. Looking much better. I'm going to go ahead and speed through this a little bit, but I do emphasize that if you guys want to have a really effective website, you also need to have really effective copy as well. And you know, people will pay copywriters to write their websites for them in order to use the best words possible. If you don't know how, or you don't want to pay, I really highly suggest that you go ahead and learn how to do some basic copywriting in order to sound coherent and enticing. Back now, and we're going to move on to our next page here quick. We're going to go to the portfolio page, and from here we are going to start working on what we want to show everybody when they click on either the main button on the home page, or when they come to see here to look at our work. I'm going to go ahead and add a full page, and we'll just go with a full width slideshow here. I'm going to go ahead and make this a tiny bit bigger just so it takes up the full screen, and I'm going to move both of these a little further down so they're on the center. And we're going to name this brand strategy : and I'm going to go with Metro Karate and Jiu-Jitsu Academy. But we'll go ahead and change the text for those, and the font as well, even smaller. Let's go 48. And we'll go with view case as our link. I'm gonna change the design here, custom design. Let's go with the text, change that to Brandon Grotesque, and change this to 24 and bold it. And I'm gonna make this button link to the brand strategy page. So I'm pretty much going to go with something like this, and they can click on these or page through each single one. Let's make it easier on ourselves, and I'm just going to copy and paste this here. And I'm just going to hit Control C to copy, go to slide 2, delete this, and hit Control V to paste it in. This one I'm going to change into videography, and I'm going to go to the next page, delete this, paste it in there, change this to Consulting and the company name, and change this to consulting. We're pretty much done on this page. The only thing we really need to have to do left is just change the art or the pictures for them. You know, like I said, I've already uploaded some pictures for these pages, and I'm just going to go ahead and change them up now. All you really need to have to do is just click on this, and once you've selected the slide, you can go up to change slide background and change the image from here. And I have some files. So for this business, I'm going to go here, and I like this one. I'm going to adjust it. Looks like I can go use some editing here, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring down the shadows a bit. Definitely crank down the highlights. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to hit save. And from here we have our new picture. I'm just going to go ahead and change the background. Boom, it's loaded. It's kind of hard to see our text in front of this picture, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and hit this here and change the color to black. And from there, after I change the corner, the background color, I can hit the settings here and I can change this opacity down. And I'm just going to change it to like 60%. That looks good. That way our text stands out a little more. I'm going to do the same thing for the other two pages. Click on it, change slide background, choose the image. I'm going to use this picture, and I'm going to change the background to black, hit settings again, turn the opacity way down. Okay, last one. If you don't have any good pictures to use, guys, you can definitely go browse through the Wix stock footage. So I'm just going to type in just business, or the stock photos, you know, and they'll definitely fill the need here. I'm going to go ahead and just go with something that adds a nice contrast to the white text. So I want something dark. Oh, you know what? I like this. Meeting room. And I'll change the background color to black and also turn down the opacity for this one. Alrighty. So we're pretty much rocking and rolling, guys. So that's pretty much the page here. Before we go on to the individual pages and how we're going to structure those, I want to go ahead and look at the contact page quick. And from here, I think what I'll actually just do is I'll just take the front to get in touch and in the contact form from here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this strip, go to the contact page, go ahead and hit paste. So we're going to go ahead and go into the individual pages here. So if we want to show some media, I'm just going to go into gallery. That's probably going to be the easiest one. And I like this triangle one. So let's go with that one. The images don't seem to be loading, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of these. And I'm going to add my own images here. All of these. There you go. Hit done. Let me see if I can fix this quick. There we go. We have the initial gallery here. The next thing I want to add is I want to add just a quick headline just to note what exactly this is. And we're just going to go with the text, put it right there. And don't neglect spacing. Oh, and quick SEO tip. If you want to make sure you do very well in SEO, make sure all the images that you're uploading onto your website, you have a proper file naming structure, something that's consistent and something that matches with what your website is. And like, for example, in these pictures, what I should name them is Brand Strategy Portfolio MKJA or something like that. Picture 1, picture 2. You know, I feel like it's missing something. I might want to just add something else. Maybe I can plug their socials here. Just going to go back to add social. Maybe like a social bar. Yeah, there you go. Just going to recenter that real quick. Going to keep this heading here. And I'm just going to label this Brand Strategy Case. We can worry a little bit more about the details since we're already in here. Add a text paragraph portion. Yeah, this might be too big for a paragraph. The next thing I want to add is for the people that don't want to read this whole thing, maybe we can add something a little more visual. I'm going to go with this lists and grids. And I don't know how long the paragraph I'm going to write is going to be, so I'll just give it some more space just in case. So say they look at all these images and then they read this text and then now they're interested. Make it frictionless as possible for them to reach me. You are limited to how many contact forms you can use on a website before you have to upgrade. Don't worry. What we can do instead is we can then go ahead and use the call to action as a link to our contact page. Go with this one again. Need branding help. I'm going to add a button instead. Contact. And that's all this really needs to be, guys. Okay, so we pretty much got the structure down. I'm going to go ahead and do all the aesthetic portions of it just to make it look like it matches the rest of this website. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in here real quick. Once I finish up, we'll move on to the next page. Alrighty, guys. So I'm going to save that. Now we are going to move on to our next page. We're going to go to the videography page. We're just going to do pretty much the same thing that we had here. So we can actually copy most of this stuff here. I did it for the same company as well. So I really just have to change the main paragraph here and what we wrote up here. The main hero that we're going to change as well should also be a video. Since I did more than one, I do want to show off more than just one. So we'll go with this one. Perfect. I'm going to have to move a few of these things though. With this strip, what we're going to have to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a quick YouTube playlist that can display onto here. I'm going to go ahead and hit manage videos, and I'm going to go ahead and just paste that link right in here, and it should load up all of our videos out in our playlist in order to display on here. I'm just going to go ahead and paste that in there, just hit next, add feed. So that's pretty much all set. And now we have a reel. I'm going to go ahead and change the copy here for the paragraph and through the repeater strip here, and I'll be right back. We're back and we're pretty much done. All I went ahead and did was just change the copy here and on the strip, and that would be it. It's pretty much a copy and paste process from here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the last page, the consulting page. We can actually work smarter, not harder. I'm actually going to go ahead and manage these pages quick and take this one and then duplicate it and then change this into consulting, then delete this page. All I really need to do is just get rid of this hero. Next, I'm going to add a gallery. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and manage media here, and I'm going to go ahead and delete. Go ahead and add media. I'm going to add an image. Going to go ahead and fix up the copy here real quick. Let's just go through one more recap of the whole entire finished website, and this is going to be it, guys. So at the very top of the main page here, I just have my name, my subheading, and then my button. This will take me to the portfolio page and just have an image of myself. And then here's the next page where I just talk about what I do in 3 steps. I've already filled in the copy here as well. Next section here is the mailing list or the subscription email. This is the form that in order to get their email and their name, in order to send emails to them. And the last at the bottom here, we have the get in touch. Next thing here is the portfolio pages. It's just a slideshow that'll take them each into the individual page where I have a case discussing each of the things I do. They can read more about it here. And then I have a consulting page, which is just a few pages from that slide deck, followed by some copy as well. And keep in mind that each one of these also has a call to action at the bottom in order to lead them to the contact page should they be interested from my copy and my content. And lastly, we just have the contact page here. So that pretty much covers it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like building this website with me. If you have any questions, feel free to type them down below. And if you guys want to build your own website with Wix, please feel free to use my link down below in order to go ahead and get started building your website on Wix today. Thanks again for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.